Recording. All right. So this is week 1 of our class. We're going to talk about food journaling and mindfulness, which are a big deal, especially for my adult clients. It's always what we start with because you make so many changes by yourself. The homework for this week was to start with a food journal. So if you just started today, you're not going to be able to do, or you didn't do the homework for this week. I just wanted you to get an idea of what you were doing for your food journal. So if you type in the chat box what you did for your food journal or anything you figured out. I know Marie decided not to get ice cream and got fruit instead. I don't know if it's because she was scared of me or because she was doing her food journal, but either way, I'm very proud. So just to talk about what you get with the program, we get to do this every week. It's going to be recorded, so if you can't make it, that's fine. We'll be okay. You can also join in on the group fitness classes. You can either do the adult ones, or there's one on Thursdays at 11 that is just for homeschool kids, which is going to be fun because then you guys can get to know each other a little bit more. Annette will be teaching it. She teaches exclusively homeschool classes, and she actually teaches parkour, so y'all gonna like her. I'm going to put together a Facebook group today. It'll be done by the end of the week. I just want to make sure I had everybody who is going to be in the class. So I will add all of your parents on Facebook, and if we're friends on Facebook too, I can go ahead and add you in. So we'll all be in a Facebook group. You can ask each other questions. You can ask me questions. I will put this recording will be up there so you can see everything on there. It will make life a lot easier. That way your parents can also see what you're learning and keep you accountable, because that is important. You can join in on the lifestyle workshops. There'll be 3 throughout this course. They will have a lot to do with what we're learning, but you'll be able to get in with other people and see what they think about it, and there'll be more how to apply it to your life. And then the goal setting sessions. You get a goal setting session a month. So it's 10 minutes to sit down with me and figure out what your goals are, if you have any nutrition goals, fitness goals, how you want to reach them, more just to get them out in the open, because the more you talk about it, the more you're likely to do it. And the extra special part, you get credit for your PE classes, which you don't care as much, but your parents are going to. So why is this class important? All right, chat box me, people. Why is this class important? So I think this class is important because you need to get a good understanding of your health. It's very, 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 very important to have a good understanding of it before you get to be an adult. Being healthy and understanding, I like it, Marie. Making great habits, because it's easier to do it the earlier you do it, and cut out some bad ones. So if you already see yourself developing some bad habits, you don't want to take them into adulthood because they're just going to fester and get worse. You don't want to do that. So you're setting yourself to be an adult and to handle life a little more healthfully and avoid any chronic diseases that might come up, type 2 diabetes, blood pressure, obesity. If you see those running in your family, you're going to want to run because they will follow you. So this will be a good chance to set up some good habits to avoid those. Now, why do you want to listen to me? This just tells you all about the things that I do. Mostly, I'm really good at this, and I like to do the research on it. And for all the people who don't want to do so, my entire job is to figure out what the research means and then relay it to people so that they understand it. So I completely understand if you do not want to read a 54-page report on nutrition and wellness. I get it. So my job is to make that 54-page report into like a couple sentences so it's more understandable. And I paid a lot of money to do that because, you know, school's very expensive. So that you don't have to do that, I do it for you. All right, food journals. I am going to unmute you guys so you can tell me a little bit about food journals. What do you think you do with your food journal? Okay, you guys are unmuted. Talk to me. Why do you bother with a food journal?
Pretty much so you can see what you're eating and maybe how you can improve.
Yeah. And that's the biggest part of it. We use the food journal to see what you're eating, how you're eating it, and how it makes you feel. So food journaling isn't just food. It's how you're sleeping, everything that comes out of you, everything that goes in, how you're feeling, your moods, all of that stuff goes into your food journal. Nadia, why do you think we should food journal?
Pretty much seeing what you're eating. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. So I asked you what you ate yesterday, could you tell me?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
I had oatmeal yesterday.
How much?
Like a bowl of oatmeal.
How much is a bowl?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll take that. What about for lunch? What'd you guys eat for lunch?
Chicken Alfredo.
Ooh, chicken Alfredo. Do you know how much?
No. I think just a small amount though.
Yeah, how'd you feel afterwards?
Okay.
Yeah? Marie, what about you? What'd you have for lunch?
I had a burger.
How'd you feel afterwards?
Full.
Yeah? What about sleep-wise? How'd you guys sleep last night?
Good.
Good. So food journaling kind of gives you the trend of that, so you don't have to sit and recall everything from a week ago. What about a week ago? What'd you guys eat? Last Tuesday at 9, what had you eaten by now?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, because my mom takes my brother to school by 9, so I have to wait till after to get breakfast.
Okay, that's not fun.
No.
But that's good.
I have no clue.
Okay. So food journaling just shows you what you're doing. Mm-hmm. How do you food journal? So Marie, when you did your food journal for your pre-homework this week, how did you do it? How'd you set it up?
Well, I first did it by weeks and what my goal that week was, because when I saw the email, it was the 1 week I was supposed to eat light before my competition.
Mm-hmm.
Eat a lot of greens and fiber. And then I sort of just kind of did it most days when I remembered. I did what I ate and I tried to make sure I followed my goals that week.
Mm-hmm. So what's the most important thing with your food journal?
Keeping up with it.
Sounds a good one.
Okay.
Use it. Find a food journal you're actually going to use. That is very important. Because so a lot of people use MyFitnessPal, but some people really can't stand putting everything in on an app. Some people use a notebook.
I used to use that and then it would crash and it doesn't work on my phone anymore.
It crashes all the time. And that gets really irritating for some people.
Yeah.
Included. Some people do pen and paper really, really well. Just find a food journal that's going to work for you. So that's going to be part of your homework this week, is to find a food journal that's going to work for you. It can they make pre-made food journals that you can just check off stuff. You'll be checking off your protein or writing what you had, that kind of thing. Whatever you need to do. Do you guys help meal plan at home?
No.
Marie? Sometimes?
Yeah.
Your journal is a great way to help meal plan, because it kind of gets you involved with everybody else. Because you go to your parents or whoever's cooking and say, what did you make today? So that you can write it all down. Because you record in your food journal before you eat it, which sounds completely backwards because you have no idea what you're going to eat. But you record to keep that mindfulness there. And it's okay if you don't really know what you're going to be eating before you eat it. That's fine. You can also always change in your food journal, so write in pencil. But you can use the meal plan to show your family, look, this is what we ate this week. None of us felt good that night afterwards. And everybody was grumpy the day after we ate this. Maybe we shouldn't have that again. That kind of thing. So you'll be able to see more consistent results and more consistent trends. And you'll be able to see them with your whole family because y'all are eating relatively the same thing. So you'll be able to reflect on that. Now, what is mindfulness? Anybody? What's mindfulness? Nothing? Do you want the official definition of mindfulness, or do you want the alified definition of mindfulness?
Alified.
Okay. Mindfulness is just paying attention to what you're doing. So whatever you're doing. So if you're listening right now, are there things going on in the background?
No.
Nothing?
Oh, yeah, with you, yeah.
Do you hear the air conditioner?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel your feet on the floor?
My feet are on the floor.
Okay, some of us can't reach the floor, Marie.
No, I'm on my bed.
I'm on a chair, and my feet are set up either too. So.
Well, what do you feel around you? So if you're paying really close attention to everything but your screen in front of you, what do you notice?
My comforter is not very soft.
Nadia, what about you? What do you notice?
I don't know.
Mindfulness will change your life, because the actual definition of mindfulness is paying fantastic attention to every situation going on around you, which is very overwhelming. Because if I was paying fantastic attention to every situation going on around me, I would hear the feet out there, I would hear the cars outside, I would feel the tablecloth rubbing against my knee. I wouldn't be able to focus on you guys. So mindfulness is really zeroing in on what's important. So right now, my important thing is focusing on you guys. And your important thing is focusing on your screen and listening to me. So that is your moment to be mindful. So a lot of times they'll tell you, if you're a fidgeter, they'll tell you not to have things around you so that you can't fidget. You're just listening inherently to the thing in front of you. Now, what do you think that means for eating? How do you eat mindfully?
You pay attention to what you eat.
Yeah. So if you were sitting down at the table right now, what do you think that looks like? So what would you do first if you're eating mindfully?
Make sure to get my vegetables and fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you smell your food?
No.
No.
Y'all are weird.
You're weird.
Yeah.
Do you smell your food and look at your food and actually enjoy your food for a minute?
Yeah. I don't know about the smelling, but I would look at it.
Marie, smell your food. I'm sure it's delicious. So what would mindful eating do for your health? So if you were taking the time to really pay attention to your food, what do you think that would do for you?
Make you aware of what foods make you feel what.
Yeah. Do you think you'd eat slower?
Probably.
Yeah. What about chewing your food? Does chewing your food have any effect on your health? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. All right, we'll get back to that. So the benefits of mindful eating for most people is weight loss. How long does it take for your brain to realize your stomach is full? Either of y'all know?
30 minutes.
Close. It's about 20. And that is from first bite. So first bite to really realizing what's in your stomach is about 20 minutes. So do you guys finish a meal in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you feel stuffed at the end of your meal if you're eating it really fast?
No.
Maria, are you ever full?
Never.
No.
Not you either?
No.
Well, a lot of times we'll see weight loss because you're not going to eat as much. Partly because you're actually chewing, and it's a crazy concept that you're actually chewing your food. How many times are you supposed to chew your food?
5 times. 10.
20?
Keep going.
30.
30 times, or until your food is roughly the consistency of oatmeal. That is how much you're supposed to chew your food. Why?
So it takes the time.
Takes the time. What about digestion?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that too. So when you chew your food, your mouth is the first part of your digestion. Do you know what your mouth actually breaks down, that your saliva breaks down? Your carbohydrates. So they start here. And by the time they get to your stomach, if they haven't been broken down, your stomach has to do so much work, so much extra work to take care of what your mouth should have taken care of. So instead of your stomach doing its actual job, it's doing double work. And what happens when your stomach does double work? You feel gross. It has to put out more acid so it can break down what it was supposed to be broken down already. So it has to break down those carbohydrates. So sometimes you get unpleasant things like gas. You don't want that. If you chew your food, you actually feel so much better. And added benefit, it tastes better. So another thing that mindful eating can do, not too far, mindful eating can do is reducing your boredom. Boredom and emotional eating. Who eats when they're bored?
I do.
Sometimes.
A lot of people do. And your brain isn't very good at hunger. It's not very good at telling the difference between hunger and thirst and boredom and sadness and happiness. It likes to eat. And if we've trained our brain to use those emotions as hunger, you're going to try to do boredom eating and emotional eating and stress eating and blah, blah, blah. That's not fun. If you're really paying attention to what you're eating, how you're eating, and how you're feeling when you're eating, you get to cut out that boredom and emotional eating and eat when you're actually hungry. Yeah. Another benefit of mindful eating is it actually reduces depression, stress, and inflammation, which is good because those are the big things that make us sick. Now, why do you think it decreases those things? Part of it is being mindful of yourself and knowing how your food treats you. A lot of those issues are caused by foods or at least partly caused by foods that are in our diet that aren't necessarily great for us. So instead of eating those foods, we start to understand how they're treating us and we don't eat them. And part of it is the digestion. Your stomach and your brain are very, very, very well connected. So because they're well connected, those emotions and those conditions are really affected by each other. So if your digestion is moving better, your brain is going to really, really appreciate that. Now, we're going to watch a little video. So hang tight for a second. I'm going to meet you guys again. So if you have a question, put it in the chat box. We're going to watch a video about mindfulness. And this video is very, very cute because the lady is very nervous. But she's talking about her nephew and how mindfulness affected him.
Hello. This morning, I would like to share with you what I've learned while my nephew was coming to stay with me during his 6th grade school year. My sister, a single mom, she enrolled into the Army. She wanted to have a better life for her son. Scott couldn't go with her to boot camp, so she asked if he could come stay with me, and I said, of course. Prior to Scott coming to stay with me, he was eating everything from fast food to TV dinners, and his favorite snack was in a bag with food coloring red, yellow, 5, and 6. And a habit like this, he was diagnosed with ADHD and was on medication. So we established a new routine. I made him a healthy breakfast. I packed his lunch almost every day, and we had a healthy, nutritious dinner. Everything was going well.
Made angry.
You're not in trouble. Go ahead and have a seat. need his ADHD medication since he never came to my house with it. So I go to the school the day of the meeting, and I walk through the doorway, and I said to myself, oh my God, I'm in big trouble. There was this big table, and there was the principal, the vice principal, and there was a set of teachers, Scott's teachers, and then when you're diagnosed with ADHD, you also have a special set of teachers, and there was a person from the school district. And on cue, the teacher who called me, she was like, Karen, don't worry, you're not in trouble. Go ahead and have a seat. And I said, thank you very much. Big relief. So I sat there and I listened to the teachers tell me how pleased they are with him, that he is actually on the honor roll and straight A's in math. Let's get a little emotional. And he apparently is in the top 10% of the kids nationwide with the online math problems. I just sat there and I stared, and they were telling me, his math teacher was telling me how she was in awe of him. She would watch him multiply 3 numbers by 3 numbers without using scratch paper and arriving at the correct answer. And they asked the question, what did you do with him? And I said, you know, this was my first time taking care of a teenager, so I only did what my mom did with me and my sisters growing up, and that was, you know, eating healthy, nutritious food. And they were actually finding it hard to understand how he could be a C student at best, and then, you know, become an A student, straight A's in math. I thought to myself, if I can do this with a 6th grader, then I need to get out and talk to people. So my journey led me to the largest nutrition school for graduating class, powerful teachers who are the leading doctors, nutritionists, and authorities in nutrition and healthcare today. And I've learned over 100 different dietary theories, and a couple of them, you know, struck me, and I wanted to learn more, so I did a lot more research. Have you ever heard of checking the pH levels in your body? I know that I had to check the fish tank's pH, or the fish would die, right? I know that the soil's pH has to be checked, or the fruits and vegetables that you planted aren't going to grow properly. And I also know the swimming pool's pH has to be checked. So why aren't we checking our pH? So the symbol of pH stands for the potential or power of hydrogen. So since the body is made up of water and hydrogen, there's 2/3 hydrogen atom and 1/3 oxygen that makes up water. Having a balanced pH is a profound effect on our bodies. As you can see, the lungs are 90% water, the blood is 82%, and the brain and bones, you know, they're all water. So checking your pH is very, very important. Having a balanced pH, and you can check it by using litmus paper first thing in the morning, using it to check with urine or saliva, and you can also have a blood test from your health professional. Using the 80-20 rule by using having 80% of alcohol.
I'm actually going to stop her there and ask you guys, what does this have to do with mindfulness? So you heard her talk about her mindful eating and eating healthy meals with her nephew. Why did she bring up pH?
Because if your pH is low, you might eat more because you don't realize you're more thirsty.
Yeah.
Partly, yeah. And so we talked about that digestion, your chewing. So if you chew correctly, eat the good foods, it actually does change the pH. And when you're looking at pH, you're not necessarily looking at the pH of your tissues, you're looking at the pH of the water in you. So that's what she was talking about with the litmus paper. You can check the pH when you go to the bathroom in the morning. So that's also a way to see the changes in your mindful eating. So if you were curious, you can actually pick those up at a pharmacy and check and see how mindful eating and how chewing affected you. But what did y'all think about what she said about her nephew and his ADHD? Because that's a big change. I mean, that's a big change for being a C student to top 10% in the country, just by eating healthy. So we're going to do a questionnaire. Now, you can either use the chat box or you can talk out loud or whatever you want. Maria had you do this earlier. Nadia, this will be the first time you're seeing this because I didn't send it to your mom this morning. So I figured we'd just do it today. So we're going to look at the mindfulness questionnaire. So I'm going to read out loud and you tell me what you think, or you can write in the chat box. I'm not. So I am unaware that I'm hungry or full until sometimes after the fact. I am stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
I did that as a 4. I'm not stressed.
You don't seem stressed.
I don't get stressed.
I was stressed out like a week ago with finals, but not anymore.
Well, it's good. Now you don't have to be stressed out. And mindfulness makes you less stressed out. I don't really taste or appreciate my food. When you're eating your food, when was the last time you actually tasted it?
This morning.
That's
Yes.
good.
Last night, because I haven't ate this morning yet.
Good. I force or control what or how much I eat.
Yeah.
I eat when I'm not hungry. Boredom eating.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rush when I eat. This is bad for people who are busy.
I don't.
When I'm really busy, I will, but most of the time I try to eat slow.
That's good.
I don't really try, I just do, and then people always like make fun of me for eating slow, but
You tell them it's your homework.
okay.
I eat without being aware that I'm eating. This is really bad for people who work in an office and there's a candy bowl at the reception desk and they will just grab it and not even realize that they grabbed a piece of candy. Or if you...
I said I don't think I really do that.
That's good. You don't pick?
I don't think I eat either.
Good. I eat when I'm stressed out.
No.
All right, I'm going to skip down a little bit. Is that a puppy?
Yeah, that's my dog.
I am living or eating on automatic.
I couldn't really understand that one.
So that one's kind of up for interpretation. So a lot of the time it's talking about mindless eating. So if you're eating but not really paying attention to it, or you're just kind of picking is a big part of it. So just picking up things and sticking in your mouth without actually thinking, oh, am I hungry?
No.
Okay. So we're going to move past these. For a how-to mindfulness. So, do you guys have anything you can eat right now? Even if it's water.
I have water.
Water?
Yeah, water.
Water? All right. Good, because I have water too. I'm actually going to take my sparkling water because I'm starting to lose my voice. Silly allergies. So with your water, what is your water in?
A cup.
Cup, yeah.
What color is the cup?
Pink.
Nadia, what color is your cup?
Clear.
Clear? What does the water look like? That sounds like a silly question, but what's it look like?
1 sec. Clear.
Clear.
What else? What does it do when you shake it around? What's it do?
Ripples.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine bubbles. So I got that going for me. Now, smell it. Does it smell like anything? Does the container smell like anything? Mine smells like oranges.
It smells like metal.
Like metal?
Yeah.
Now, you're going to take it. You're going to put the water in your mouth and you are not going to swallow. Now I'm going to swallow because I can talk to you. Now swish it around your mouth and just take a second. Take 5 seconds before you swallow it to actually think about what's going on in there. And after you're done, you can swallow it. Oh, while the water is in your mouth, how'd it feel?
Cold.
Cold? What else? How'd it taste?
Plain.
Plain.
Plain? Did you taste any minerals in it?
A few.
Yeah. Does your water have a taste based on where you pick it up or where you get it? If it's bottled water, or if it's tap water?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the difference in the taste?
I like tap water better.
Yeah. Do you know why?
What?
Do you know why?
It just tastes, I don't know, bottled water always tastes like plastic to me.
What about, when you're feeling your water going down, do you feel it hit your stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you took another sip, would you feel your thirst start to go away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, imagine everything we just did and apply it to every bite of your breakfast. How long would that take?
A while.
A while. Do you think you'd be able to appreciate your food more? If you're really thinking about where it came from, how it tastes, how it smells, how it looks, what it's doing to your body, if you're actually taking the time to have it in your mouth for all of 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, who thinks, because I can't see you, this sounds like crazy frou-frou.
No.
No, that's good, because I thought it sounded like crazy frou-frou at first. Now, we're going to go into some more crazy frou-frou. There are a whole bunch of different kinds of hunger, and we're going to go into each one of them, because I want to talk about all of the different kinds of hunger and how they affect you throughout the day. So, eye hunger. Can you guys give me an example of eye hunger?
Pretty colors.
Yeah. What if you go to a buffet? Have y'all ever gone to a buffet, gotten your plate, filled it up completely, and then realized you cannot eat that? There's
No.
not a chance you could put all of that in your face.
No.
Okay, Marie.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. We don't go to that much buffets.
What about filling up your plate at home? So have you ever filled up your plate, thought you were starving, and then realized you can't finish it?
Oh, yeah. And my little sister takes it off my plate and then she steals it.
That's cheating. What about nose hunger? What is nose hunger?
Smelling. I don't know. You smell something.
Mm-hmm. Maybe passing a donut shop when they're making their fresh donuts, and all of a sudden you smell it.
Oh, yeah.
And, I wasn't hungry 30 seconds ago, but now I am.
Yep, I went on a trip and we went past a bread shop. Oh, it was torture.
Ooh.
Homemade bread. Then we ended up buying some and taking it back to where we were staying.
That is the perfect example of nose hunger. Bread is nose hunger. What about mouth hunger?
Something that tastes good.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you realized you wanted something because you wanted the taste, but you weren't actually hungry.
Yeah.
Like, let me give you an example. Let me see. Sometimes ice cream Sounds like a great idea because it tastes delicious. Now, if I get a substitute for ice cream, let's say if I didn't get ice cream, but I picked up an apple and I eat that instead, am I going to have the satisfaction of mouth hunger? Probably not, because I just wanted the taste of ice cream. That's mouth hunger. So for any of these, when you're looking at trying to satisfy those hungers, and are they real hungers?
No.
Not really. You're not really hungry. You just saw something or smelled something or thought of the taste of something and it sounded delicious. Sounded, smelled, thought of tasting. What about stomach hunger? What is stomach hunger?
When you're actually hungry.
Your stomach is empty and you would like to fill it. Now, there is a little catch with stomach hunger. Is it possible to be stomach hungry for something so when you're stomach hungry, is it possible just to go fill your stomach, not necessarily think about what you're filling it with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, this is where it gets tricky. What is cellular hunger? Woo-hoo! No answers, I like that. So, when we're talking about cellular hunger is what's actually feeding you, so the nutrients that are feeding you. So in your stomach, let's say this is my stomach. My stomach has nutrient receptors along the outside, but it also has stretch receptors that know when it's getting full. Now, if I'm only stretching it out, but let's say I'm stretching it out with donuts, and I'm not stretching it out with vegetables, then it's going to be full for the time being, and I'm going to satisfy that stomach hunger, but I'm not getting the nutrients from the donuts to satisfy the cellular hunger. So all my cells are going to say, well, you fed me, but I didn't get anything out of it. So they're going to be ticked, and then you're just going to get hungry again. Have you ever noticed that? That is actually very common with Chinese food. So have you ever gone out for Chinese food, filled yourself up, and then an hour later you're starving?
Yeah.
That type of food is not very nutrient dense. There aren't a whole lot of vegetables in it. There's just not. It's a lot of bread or bread type products or a lot of carbs, a lot of rice, a lot of wontons. So that is the difference between stomach hunger and cellular hunger, and that is a big difference in what we're going to talk about. Now, mind hunger. What is mind hunger? I thought of this one thing and I can't get it out of my head. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I thought of, I don't know whoever would have thought of this, Lindor truffles.
Me too.
Oh, yes.
I thought of it and I can't get it out of my head and my brain is going to focus on it. So what do you do to satisfy mind hunger? Because you're not really hungry at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Distract yourself. Because if you can distract yourself for about 10 minutes, your mind hunger typically goes away. Now, heart hunger. What is heart hunger?
I don't know.
Emotional eating. I am sad, I am happy, I might be a little bit stressed, and I'm gonna eat because of that. Are you actually hungry?
No.
Yes.
Marie.
I worked out and I didn't eat anything afterwards.
I meant with your heart hunger.
I'm joking.
Your sadness and your happiness and your stressness. All of that hunger will sit in Vester. So how do you get rid of heart hunger? You deal with the emotion. And that's part of mindfulness too, is understanding that emotion and dealing with it accordingly. Cool? So which one of these are actually hunger? There are two of them. Nothing?
Sorry, my mom was talking to me.
Nadia, we're ignoring Marie right now. What is actually hunger?
It's the stomach?
Stomach and?
Tell you.
Yeah, stomach and cellular. Stomach, you're hungry and you need something in that stomach to stretch it out, but you need the right things to satisfy the cellular hunger. Or else you're just going to be hungry again and miserable. Nobody likes to be hangry. Now, Let's talk about goal setting. We're going to branch away from mindfulness for a second, but we're going to go back at some point. Goal setting. What is an optimal goal? Your big one. So, Marie, your optimal goal could be, I say this because we've met, winning nationals. That is an optimal goal. That is the biggest thing you could do. Nadia, what could be your optimal goal? Pull it out of somewhere. The biggest goal you could make.
Get under 2 minutes in my swimming IM.
Ooh, I like that. Now, a desirable goal is, okay, I'm happy with this. What's a desirable goal for you guys?
Doing a good job at nationals.
Okay. Nadia, what about you?
Doing a good job in my swimming, I don't know.
I'll take that. Minimal. Minimal is the bare minimum that you are going to make. Just right here. So for this, it could be going. Nadia, be going to your swimming.
That's torture. We have to wake up at 6 every morning for them.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, that's a goal. You went. And what behaviors could you track to see those goals? Your workouts, your training, all of that. So that would be goal setting. So we're going to
during the summer, right after this class, I have to go to swim practice.
Your mom told me. So that'll be a good one for you to track for your goal setting. So I like that. So we'll talk about the behaviors to track during our goal setting sessions too.
Yeah. Now,
here's a little quiz for your food journal. What's included in a food journal?
What you eat.
Mm-hmm. And?
How you felt that day.
And?
Yeah.
And? Sleep.
I said that.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I need one more. Everything that goes in and...
Out.
Yes. What is mindfulness?
Being mindful of what you're doing.
You can't use the word in the definition, ma'am. What is mindfulness?
You pay attention to like what's around you.
Good job. What is one step in mindful eating? One step we did in our mindful eating exercise. I need one from each of you.
Smelling.
Smelling.
Chew your food for 30 times.
Yeah. Now, what are the types of hunger?
Eyes.
Eye hunger.
What is eye hunger?
You like colors.
Seeing the food.
Seeing stuff, yeah.
Nose hunger.
What's nose hunger?
Smelling the food. Ear hunger.
Gotcha.
Mouth hunger.
What's mouth hunger?
When you really want to taste something. Stomach hunger.
What's that?
When you're actually hungry.
And how do you satisfy stomach hunger?
Putting the right foods in your body for the cellular hunger.
That's true, but what about stomach hunger? What do you do with your stomach?
It shrinks or no, expands.
You stretch it by filling it up. Now, cellular hunger, you guys already got. What's cellular hunger?
Feeding with the right nutrients.
Now? This one's mind hunger. How do you satisfy mind hunger?
Oh, yeah. When you're thinking about something.
Yeah? How do you get rid of it?
Think about something else.
Yes. And your last one?
Heart hunger. And
how do you get rid of heart hunger?
Dealing with the emotion.
That's right. All right, so you officially passed your first mini quiz. Now, we got some homework. Do your food journal. So the food journal that we talked about was the guidelines that we talked about. So I'll put a recap on the Facebook page so that you guys can see it. Eat mindfully for one meal or snack a day. It's got to take at least 20 minutes. You got to chew it 30 times. You really got to think about what you're eating, all of that good stuff. And really think about the optimal, desirable, and minimal goals and a behavior to track them through the program. Cool? And we'll talk about that more in our goal setting sessions too. Do you guys have any questions? Nothing?
Nope.
All right. And next week's session will be a recording. So I will send it to you. So we are going to talk next week, but I will be in a meeting with unfortunate adult people. So if you guys would like to join in on the class on Wednesday, you're more than welcome, or not Wednesday. Thursday. Yep, Thursday, 11 o'clock. You just join in the same way that you join into these classes. And then I will let Annette know you'll be there. So you just sign up the same way you sign up for this class. But I will get everything set up. And if you have any questions, send me an email, send me a message on the Facebook page, call me, check in on the website, whatever. I'll be there. Sound good?
Yep.
Well, thank you guys. And I will see you all next week.
Yep.
Have a fantastic day.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.